Hook. What if everything we know about human history is wrong? What if ancient civilizations weren't as primitive as the history books claim because they had help from visitors among the stars? Intro. Welcome back. Today, we're diving into one of the most controversial theories of all time, the Ancient Astronaut Theory. This is the idea that extraterrestrial beings visited Earth thousands of years ago, and their influence can be found in our oldest monuments, texts, and artifacts. From the pyramids of Egypt to the Nazca Lines of Peru, millions of people believe that ancient humans didn't build these wonders alone. But is there any truth to it? Or is this just another conspiracy theory that sounds exciting but falls apart under scrutiny? Let's explore both sides. Segment 1: The Pyramids. Let's start with the most famous ancient structures on Earth, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Built over 4,500 years ago, it consists of over 2 million stone blocks, each weighing between 2 and 80 tons. Mainstream archaeology says tens of thousands of workers dragged these blocks across the desert using ramps and ropes over 20 years. But ancient astronaut theorists point out several problems. First, the precision is astonishing. The pyramid's base is level to within just 15 millimeters. The four sides align almost perfectly with the cardinal directions. And some of the internal granite blocks weigh over 50 tons and were quarried 500 miles away. To cut and transport granite with copper tools? The skeptics say it would be impossible without modern technology. But here's the thing: archaeologists have actually found the workers' villages, the ramp systems, and even the tools used. In 2013, papyrus journals were discovered describing exactly how the limestone casing stones were transported by boat on the Nile. So the evidence for human construction is real, but the sheer scale still blows our minds. Segment 2: The Nazca Lines. Next up, the Nazca Lines of southern Peru. These massive geoglyphs stretch across nearly 200 square miles of desert, depicting animals, plants, and geometric shapes. Some of them are over 1,000 feet long. You can only truly appreciate them from the air. Ancient astronaut theorists argue that the Nazca people created these enormous drawings as landing markers for extraterrestrial spacecraft. That's a compelling visual: giant arrows and runways for alien ships. However, archaeologists have a much more grounded explanation. The Nazca people simply walked the designs, removing the dark topsoil to reveal the lighter sand below. And we know why they did it: they were performing rituals to their mountain and water gods, asking for rain in one of the driest places on Earth. Studies show the lines align with water sources and mountain peaks. They weren't landing strips, they were giant prayer maps. Segment 3: Puma Punku and Sacsayhuaman. Then we have the truly mind-bending sites. Puma Punku in Bolivia features stone blocks cut with precision that would challenge modern stonecutters. Some blocks have perfectly straight cuts, right angles, and holes drilled with a consistency that seems impossible for a culture that supposedly lacked metal tools. At Sacsayhuaman in Peru, massive stones weighing over 100 tons fit together so perfectly that you can't slide a piece of paper between them. No mortar. No gaps. How? Ancient astronaut theorists say laser cutting and anti-gravity devices. But archaeologists have actually demonstrated how this was done using simple tools, patient hammering, and a technique called pecking and grinding, where stones are shaped by repeatedly pounding them with harder stones. The polygonal shapes were chosen precisely because irregular shapes locked together better than rectangles during earthquakes. The Inca were brilliant engineers who understood seismic design over 500 years ago. No aliens needed. Segment 4: Ancient Texts and Vimanas. Proponents of the theory love pointing to ancient texts, especially from India. The Sanskrit epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, describe flying vehicles called Vimanas that could travel at great speeds, and weapons that sound suspiciously like modern nuclear bombs. They describe a great war in which a weapon caused a pillar of smoke and fire brighter than 1,000 suns. Sound familiar? Ancient astronaut theorists say this is clearly a description of a nuclear explosion witnessed by ancient people. But here's the problem: the texts are mythological and poetic. They also describe 10-headed demons, monkey kings, and gods riding chariots pulled by swans. Picking the passages that sound modern and ignoring the mythical context is called confirmation bias. Scholars of Sanskrit literature explain that Vimanas were described as multi-story palaces or chariots of the gods, not machines with engines. Segment 5: Why People Believe. So why do so many people believe in ancient aliens despite the lack of evidence? First, it's a satisfying explanation. The idea that we were visited by advanced beings gives ancient mysteries a Hollywood-like narrative. Second, the History Channel show Ancient Aliens has run for over 20 seasons, reaching millions of viewers. It presents speculation as if it's a legitimate debate. Third, it speaks to something deep in human psychology, the desire to believe we're not alone, and that our ancestors had contact with something greater. Psychologists call this agency detection. Our brains are wired to see intention and design even where there's none. We see a face on Mars, we see a spaceship in a cloud. It's the same instinct that made our ancestors see gods and thunder. Outro. So, is the ancient alien theory real? The honest answer is that there's no credible evidence. Every claim, from the pyramids to the Nazca Lines to Puma Punku, has a perfectly natural explanation supported by actual archaeological research. But that doesn't make our ancestors any less amazing. In fact, it's more incredible to think that humans built these wonders with nothing but muscle, ingenuity, and determination. No alien technology required. Just human genius. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that subscribe button. We explore conspiracy theories and the surprising truths behind them every week. And let me know in the comments, do you believe ancient aliens visited Earth? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.